makes for such fun soccer.
I mean, I kind of respect it.
Got to do what you got to do.
Quarter hour in, Atlanta has 70% possession.
Wow.
Love it. Pittsburgh's already scored against St. Louis. The Rowdies are going to dominate Atlanta United too.
Yeah, they are.
Any other good East games? Everything else is out west tonight, it looks like. All the East games are tomorrow. Tristan Hodge. So they start a Brazilian, an Englishman,
A couple of Trinidadians,
a couple of Trinis, a guy from the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man.
I think Raul Gonzalez he has a Honduran passport, but he's from Mississippi. Keanu Marsh Brown's from England, but he actually represents Guyana through.
Is that right?
Yeah. And it sounds like, speaking of CONCACAF-y weird stuff like that, I saw Gus Hiddink was hired, and it looks like Curacao is about to be the Netherlands B team if they aren't already.
Yeah. Well, you know, they did it at the Gold Cup, and it worked, right? They had great success.
Yeah.
And so who wouldn't say, okay, that was a good idea, let's do that again.
Yeah. A bunch of people on Twitter comment back like, this is so unfair, like yada yada, they're just going to be the Netherlands B team. And someone replied and said, all these American fans acting like Klinsmann didn't go.
And I never even heard of Curacao before the Gold Cup, so not that I have any...
Yeah, they're more of a baseball country, honestly.
Did not know that either.
Yeah. They've turned out their fair share of, like, legitimately very good baseball players. For a country that is super tiny.
Yeah.
Population of less than 200,000.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have a dozen guys in Major League Baseball right now from a country of 200,000.
That probably doubles the GDP.
Yeah. Ozzy Albies, Xander Bogaerts, Didi Gregorius.
After a sweet Carolina road trip, Birmingham Legion FC find themselves alone at the top of the Group G table. But tonight, the Three Sparks face a team desperate for points in Memphis 901 FC. It's It's almost time for USL Championship Soccer. Beautiful shot of the skyline here in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Our location for a special rivalry edition of USL Championship Soccer featuring Birmingham Legion FC and Memphis 901 FC, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Welcome to our broadcast position, everybody. I'm Blake Gardner in one broadcast booth, my partner Mike Getman in another, and Lyndon Blake is downfield level. She will join us in just a moment. But Mike, it's another edition of this Birmingham-Memphis rivalry. Only fitting it kicks off this season's second half.
This is a rivalry that's been dominated by one team. That's Legion FC. Legion have been scoring a ton of goals. Memphis has been giving up a ton of goals. Usually there's only one result when that happens. We'll see if tonight Memphis can get the defending right. Otherwise, their fans are going to have a long night.
Well, this Birmingham Legion FC side have been explosive this year. Memphis is going to have to score one, maybe two goals at least. And as we transition to look at our impact players tonight, let's start with the man up top, Brandon Allen. Whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench, he's gonna have to make an impact.
Brandon Allen is a big man. He scores in the air. He scores with his feet. He scores all the time. Tonight, coming off the bench, we'll see how he does.
Allen's the leading scorer for this Memphis 901 FC club since coming over from Tampa Bay Rowdies last June. On the other side for Birmingham Legion FC, it seems like the rich get richer going forward. Bruno Lapa, Brian Wright, Nico Brett, and now Prosper Kassim is back and fully fit.
Last season, Prosper Kassim was the most dangerous player on the field almost every night. Injuries have slowed him up a little bit this year, but he's back, and I look for him to have a really good match tonight.
Kassim back in the starting 11 after finding the score sheet for the first time in 2020, the last time Legion played here at home. Well, Mike, you said it earlier, this rivalry has been one-sided to this point. Birmingham Legion have taken 7 points for their first 3 matchups with Memphis 901. Can Memphis turn the tables tonight? We'll find out. For the second time this year, it's Birmingham and Memphis next.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Almost kickoff time between Birmingham Legion and Memphis 901. But first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And we'll begin with the visitors from Memphis, Tennessee. Under head coach Tim Mulqueen. Mike, 3 changes for Memphis 901 from the lineup that saw Charlotte last weekend.
They've made a couple personnel changes, but it's the formation change that'll have an impact tonight. They've gone to a 4-4-2 instead of their normal 4-3-3.
And no Brandon Allen in the starting 11 for Memphis. Instead, it's Cal Jennings, the 23-year-old, who gets his first career start. On the other side of things for Birmingham Legion FC, a couple of changes from the lineup that saw North Carolina, Mike, but the attacking front remains the same.
This is a really dangerous lineup for Legion FC. They've got all their big scoring threats on together.
Nico Brett, Brian Wright, Lapa, and Kasim, all healthy and all in the starting 11 for Legion tonight. Fans United Soccer League, all 35 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for a 15-second moment of silence as we are all united against racism. Our officials tonight, Mohamed Hassan gets his second USL Championship head refereeing assignment. He was in charge of Birmingham and Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. He was also the 4th official for Charlotte and Memphis back in July. There's Tim Mulqueen, the head man of Memphis 901 FC, the former New Jersey, New York Metro Stars assistant coach, and the sporting director, Tim Howard's childhood head coach, Mulqueen. On the other side, Tom Sohn, in his second season at the helm of this Birmingham Legion FC side, has spent plenty of time across Major League Soccer. What a beautiful night here in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Could not ask for much better weather. 75 degrees at kickoff. Birmingham Legion FC and white and black. Memphis in navy blue. There's the whistle, and we're underway between the Magic City and the Bluff City. Birmingham Legion and Memphis 901. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Gebman, Lyndon Blake down below. Excited to have you with us, whether you're watching on My68 or on ESPN Plus, for another edition of this Birmingham-Memphis rivalry, as that cross did not quite get in before it got over the byline. Goal kick coming from Matt Van Oekel and Birmingham Legion FC. Mike Gebman, what are the keys to the match tonight?
Well, there's a couple of different keys for both teams, but I'll tell you what, for Legion FC, they just need to keep it going. They've been scoring goals and winning games. They need to make sure there's no letdowns tonight. They're coming off of a big road win at NCFC. They don't want to get lazy tonight. And for Memphis, they must defend better. They've been making too many mistakes that lead to goals, and those goals have led to losses. And then they also have to turn their possession into goals. They tend to dominate in possession, but they've got to make sure that that ends up with balls in the net.
Birmingham Legion +9 in the goal differential category coming into tonight. Memphis at -6 as Legion play out of the back here with Anderson Asiadu. Between the center backs, Bolu Akinyote and Alex Crinali. Once again, the center back pairing for Legion FC tonight. Injury report brought to you tonight by Viva Health. Memphis 901 FC without the services of Jose Baxter and their captain Mark Birch in central defense. As Wright flicks it over the top to Nico Brett. Brett trying to maintain control, does so. Lopez, Kasim. Asiadu. Legion switch all the way across the park. Here's Dean. Eli Crinali. Can Dean get his cross in? He does. Lapa trying to bring it down, does. Kasim goes down, free kick given. And a dangerous set-piece opportunity early here for Birmingham Legion FC.
That was a great attacking series for Legion FC. Ball started on the left, came all the way across to the right. John Dean, who's been the leading assist man, cuts it back. You end up with one of your more dangerous players, Prosper Kasim, at the top of the box. And now a free kick from a very dangerous position.
Keanu Marsh-Brown, the offending party, didn't agree with the call. But it is a Birmingham Freightliner free kick for Legion FC in just the 3rd minute here. And a dangerous spot to go for goal. Kasim and Lapa both standing over top of it.
This is typically a right-footed player's shot, but with Prosper Kasim, you just don't know.
It'll be Lapa, and it's tipped over the bar.
from here, but you did test him and make him show that he's alert.
Another start for Jimmy Hague in goal for this Memphis 901 FC club. His 4th of the year. Gets an early test from the set piece, and now a tester perhaps from this Chick-fil-A corner kick. Driven ball from Kasim, and it's just over the bar from Cronali.
Two really good opportunities early, both off of set pieces. Bruno Lapa with the shot off of the free kick. And then Alex Cronali really with a great opportunity. The ball hitting him in the foot inside the 18.
So it'll be Hague to send it away. Once again, no Tim Howard tonight for Memphis 901 FC. Legion down a goalkeeper as well, but not their starter, as you saw on the Viva Health injury report. Backup keeper Trevor Spangenberg is out with a groin injury, along with Mathieu Laurent, the center back, who is out with a torn ACL. Good chance here for Marsh Brown against Lopez, holding him off for the moment. Goes to ground, doesn't draw the whistle. It is a throw-in coming for Memphis 901.
Memphis felt there was a foul there, but Mikey Lopez with some excellent 1v1 defending in the corner.
Here is Marsh Brown once again. Segbers. Buckmaster all the way back. A throw-in coming here for Legion as Liam Doyle's ball over the top didn't quite find the intended target. And Legion playing away from the pressure. Downstairs, Lyndon Blake is the 3rd member of our team. Hello, Lyndon.
Hey guys, this is the first time in a month Legion FC did not have a midweek match. Kano said this is huge for the team because they finally got a normal week of training. He said playing these extra games because of the coronavirus pandemic during the week, when normally the games are spread out once a week, sometimes maybe 2, has been more like playing a college schedule. Instead of working on training and specific things, it's more about keeping the guys healthy. Coach, you know a lot about that college schedule too. It's been tough for Legion FC this season.
It is tough for all teams to handle back-to-back games, midweek games, no opportunity to really train and come up with a game plan. But this Legion FC team has found a way game after game after game to come out and be hot.
Legion coming off a stretch where they played 5 matches in the span of 15 days. Still have dropped only the 1 through the first 8 games they've played this year. That was on the road against North Carolina FC. After the game was heavily impacted by an early red card to center back Bolo Akinyoti. Memphis trying to work on the front foot, no longer. Interception there by Asiadu. Kasim wants to move quickly. His pass didn't quite get to its intended target. No matter though, Wright able to fight for the ball and win it.
He was trying to play it diagonally across the field to Nico Brett. Worked out just fine, dropping to the feet of Brian Wright.
Kasim couldn't quite thread it through past the feet of Leston Paul. Lopez. Brett couldn't quite control it off his chest. Team got a foot in though.
Legion have already played a number of balls into the feet of their front men. They haven't very often played with 2 center forwards, but they've got 2 up there tonight. Both Nico Brett and Brian Wright have already been seeing the ball.
Bruno Lapa slotting in behind those 2. It's been quite the attack that Birmingham Legion FC have been able to feature so far this year. A far cry from a season ago when they struggled to score goals. So far this year, the goals have come in bunches at times. Bretts moving forward. Still Nico Bretts. Couldn't quite get it through to Kasim, supplying the overlapping run. Lopez wins it back. Here's a chance for Lapa. His shot just wide.
Bruno Lapa trying to hit side of the post, but that ball had a lot of movement on it.
Lapa's been a danger man this year for Legion. Has 4 goals, tied for 5th in the Eastern Conference coming into the evening. Not a bad effort from that distance, as you saw on the replay there. What a revelation some of these rookies have been for Legion FC. They start 3 of them between Lapa, Eli Cronali, and Jonathan Dean. And for all the talk about Lapa potentially being the USL's Rookie of the Year, it's Eli Cronali who was on the USL Team of the Week last week.
Take your pick. There's just been so many good young players for this Legion FC side. They've rotated players over these last 4 or 5 games, and whoever's gotten the call has stepped up and really had a good match.
Kassim able to win it away from Segvers. Akinyoti. Lopez. Here comes Nico Brett. Brett with an option waiting, but couldn't quite get around the feet of Liam Doyle. Lopez with a driving delivery, right center over the bar.
Tough ball to get on goal. Brian Wright was running away from goal. Had to try and flick it back over his shoulder. Did well just to get a piece of it.
As we talked about in the Open, second time already this year these 2 teams have met. They'll meet 2 more after tonight. First match back for the restart for both of these 2 clubs came back in July on national TV. And it was pretty one-way traffic for Legion FC, a 3-0 win. Memphis trying to start this second half with the results a little bit better. Perhaps trying to steal 3 points off their new rival for the first time.
And these 2 teams met on opening day. One team looked like they were in mid-season form. The other looked like they were still learning each other's names. Now, with a bunch of games under their belt, it certainly should be a more even match.
Tim Mulqueen looking for that magic formula for this 901 club. Typically a high-pressing team. Seem to have made an early adjustment here, Mike. Haven't seen as much of that high pressure, sitting back a little bit more. As Brett gets it on the edge of the area, trying to get to the byline. His cross, a dangerous one. Here's Lapa, it's 1. 12 minutes in, Legion on the board again. And of course, it's Bruno Lapa.
You called it exactly right. Memphis 901 was sitting back, letting Legion have the ball. But with so many dangerous players on the field, Legion FC have made them pay.
Bruno Lapa again. He's been a danger man all year. He finds the back of the net once more, and the Forge is fired up early. As once again, Birmingham Legion have an early goal. Here's a second look.
Really good ball into Bruno Lapa, and then he gets all of it on the second touch. Pops up on him there, and then he just smashes it into the roof of the net.
5th goal of the year already for the USL rookie, Bruno Lapa. And Nico Brett supplies the assist as well. And that is what we talked about in the Open, Mike. All this firepower for Legion FC going forward. You add Prosper Kassim to the mix. And yet another early finish to get Legion in control here early.
Sometimes you can blame the defense. Maybe a player makes a mistake or people aren't in position. Other times individuals just do something really well. And Nico Brett did very well when he had the ball. Made a great pass to Bruno Lapa, and no mistake from Lapa as he smashed it into the goal.
So Legion working on the front foot, and yet another early section of a contest. Wright's trying to get around Paul, can't. Paul goes down, foul given. And it's Wright who looks a little worse for wear.
Brian Wright grabbing his shin as he went down. I'm going to assume that means he got kicked in the shin. There's really not anything to twist or sprain in the middle of your leg there, so hopefully he'll be okay as he walks it off.
It'll be Doyle who restarts play quickly. Fans since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Tristan Hodge, useful header there, finds Reed. Here's Raul Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking for options. His whipped in ball finds the feet of Cronulla. Reed goes to ground, doesn't win it. It's a Siadu. And now a chance to counterattack for Legion FC. Kassim out wide for Brett.
Really nice pass from Prosper. Kassim just laid it into the path of Nico Brett.
Brett gives it back to him. Brett towards right. Tried to play give and go, those two, but not quite getting on the end of it was Brett. But not a bad idea.
Very nice combination play. First it's Prosper, Kassim, and Nico Brett playing keep away. And then a little floated chip into Brian Wright, who tried to nod it back, just couldn't quite get enough of it.
Brian Wright's the target man for this Legion club, the 25-year-old Canadian. As Haig sends it away. Quarter of an hour in tonight, Birmingham Legion FC operating on the front foot once again against their rivals Memphis 901 FC. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, glad to have you with us tonight from BBVA Field in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. What a lovely flick by Brian Wright to find Eli Cronulla. Cronulla has options. Here's Dean. Asiadu. Lopez. Nice play there by Reed to come up with the interception. Memphis couldn't quite get it through to Jennings, who was trying to break quickly.
Big, smooth Bolo Akinyode read that perfectly, just stepped in front, controlled the ball.
Memphis haven't had too many chances to build just yet. They've got one here. Tristan Hodge trying to pick out Smarsh Brown. Here's Gonzalez onto the second ball. Gonzalez dragged out, foul given.
This is the first set-piece opportunity for Memphis. Legion FC have had a couple and been dangerous on both. Now we'll see what Memphis has up their sleeve. What did they work on this week?
Looks like it's Raul Gonzalez who's standing over the set piece. First starts for Raul Gonzalez here in 2020, the former Richmond Kickers midfielder. Hadn't played since July 19th until tonight, but he's in the starting 11. He's got a chance to serve a dangerous ball in here in the 17th minute. It's driven towards the back post. Lopez is the one who heads it over the inline. And it's Memphis's first corner of the night that's coming.
That was a really good serve. Bending, driven ball right into the danger zone. Mikey Lopez, as he's done so often, getting up and winning balls in the air.
It'll be Gonzalez to take the corner as well as you look at Tim Mulqueen. It's dangerous, still in front, and it's in! Memphis 901 FC have equalized off their first corner kick of the night. How about that for a response?
Set pieces are always dangerous. Clearly they've had a few days to practice some things. Good execution, ball skips across. Looked like Matt Van Oekel made a really good save on the first ball, but couldn't hold on to it, and it gets hammered home.
It was Reed who supplied the initial deflection, and Metzingen who puts it in.
A lot of bodies all inside that 6-yard box.
against Charlotte for Rafael Mensingen. He's got his second, and it's the equalizer here in the 19th minute. And man, just what the doctor ordered for Memphis after working off the back foot through the first quarter hour or so of this one tonight. As Dean is forced to play all the way back to Van Oekel, who almost misplayed it. And Van Oekel with a whiff.
Not sure what happened on either of those plays, but Matt Van Oekel a little bit out of sorts. Another opportunity for Memphis 901.
Memphis 901 FC all of a sudden the team operating with all the energy after the goal.
A lot of times a goalkeeper makes a mistake and you would worry that his confidence will drop, that he might be likely to make a second mistake. But Matt Van Oekel, very confident player and a very experienced player, made a mistake, got away with it. I wouldn't expect him to panic just yet.
It is crowded in the central parts of the box right now. That's what referee Mohammed Hassan was pointing to there for the moment, but now the corner will come in. It's served by Gonzalez, and it's headed away by Cronulla. Buckmaster all the way back out to Gonzalez. Body still forward for Memphis. Driven ball finds Lapa.
Seen on these set pieces from Memphis 901 is that they're driving balls in low. They haven't been floating them up where Alex Cronulla at 6'5" can go and get them. They've been driving them in, hoping that they'll skip, bounce off of people, and just end up in a dangerous position.
Segvers threads it through to Paul. Not a bad ball there from Leston Paul, but Cronulla got ahead to it. And Legion off to build out of the back. Kasim leaves it for Akinyote. Here's Lapa. All the way back to Bolu Akinyote. Memphis 901 FC with an equalizer. Lyndon Blake, when we talked to Tim Mulqueen in the midweek, he was talking about how difficult it's been, especially on the road, to cultivate chemistry for his club. So far, looks like Memphis 901 FC have been working together fairly well here this evening.
Yeah, Blake, they really have the momentum right now and look like they're playing very cohesively. Mulqueen said COVID-19 pandemic has really made traveling to these away matches harder. Be together to the hotel. They have to ride on 2 buses and separate. Said there's no time to difficult into these matches on the road, but he did say the fans haven't been an issue. He does like the presence they bring to the game, especially when the match is close, but the biggest issue here has been travel. But hey, his team looks like they got a nice, well-rested trip here to the Birmingham, guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. And not too bad a bus trip from Memphis to Birmingham. After a bit of a slow start, Memphis 901 FC seeming to operate with a bit more energy. Mike, looks like they picked up the pace, picked up the pressure a little bit as well.
Anytime you change formations, you lose your captain, you change a few other players in the lineup, there's going to be a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of unsureness between players. Once they got that goal, they looked like, okay, we know what we're doing. Let's just get back to playing soccer. And they've been very good the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Asiadu couldn't quite connect with Eli Cronulla. Paul out wide, Gonzalez. Gonzalez over the top, couldn't quite free Jennings. And Asiadu holding off Leston Paul. Paul goes tumbling to the ground, but he was the one called for the foul.
Memphis 901 players are saying that he caught an elbow from Anderson Asiadu.
We'll see if we can tell on this replay we're about to get. Hard to tell from that angle whether Asiadu's arm got up that high. Certainly looked like he got Paul on the shoulder, maybe not in the face.
It didn't look like an elbow. It looked more like a forearm. It looked like he tried to just brush him off. He was getting tugged on. He just tried to push Paul away. Maybe caught him a little bit underneath the chin.
Asiadu back in the lineup tonight. Missed Legion's contest against against North Carolina FC due to a red card suspension. Picked up multiple yellows in Legion FC's matchup against Charlotte, and now it's a Asiadu who's been booked. So it's a yellow card for Anderson Asiadu after Leston Paul was called for the foul. And this is an interesting decision from our referee tonight, Mohamed Hassan.
Asiadu needs to be careful. He's already been shown one yellow. He argues a little too much or says the wrong words, and he could be sent off the field.
Captain Matt Van Oekel wanted an explanation as well, as does the Legion touchline. One more look at the play.
There's certainly some contact right there, but that looks like it's in the chest. And it certainly was not an elbow. If it had been an elbow, it would have been a straight red. So I'm not sure what the yellow card is for.
So it was still Legion's free kick, and the foul was still against Paul, but Asiadu is our first booking of the night here in the 25th minute. As Lopez can't quite keep that in play. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Memphis 901 or Birmingham Legion, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Looks like we're going to have a drop ball here after the throw-in. Either way, plays resumed as Doyle sends it forward. Kasim looking over the top to Wright. Wright's going to win the battle against Bugmaster.
Ryan Wright versus Reese Buckmaster is a little bit of a mismatch in size, but Buckmaster's got great pace.
Here's Dean. Crognale. Lapa. Dean again. Asiadu. And it got awfully crowded there at the top of the area. And what a first touch by Jennings to get around Akinyode. Can he get around Crognale? He cannot. There's no whistle. Here's Jennings still going. Jennings goes to ground. Penalty given. Oh my goodness. What a decision, but our official tonight's contact against Crognale goes uncalled. He gives the penalty in the area as Jennings goes to ground, and Legion FC cannot believe it.
Referee is very quickly losing control of this match. Memphis 901 FC players are arguing that this should be a red card because it's a foul on the last defender, stopping a goal-scoring chance.
Referee continues to push players away, and he has booked Olu Akinyode.
We'll certainly see the replay again, I'm sure, but it looked to me like Olu Akinyode just got a yellow card for being fouled.
What a decision here. One more look. Jennings appears to go through Crognale. Thought there was a whistle. There wasn't one. And then Jennings goes to ground and earns the penalty there.
That right there is certainly a foul. Crognale had position, got shoved from behind. And here, just the slightest little tug from Olu Akinyode. At this level, you would not expect that call to be made. And the pull looked to me like it was outside the box. The player fell into the box. But I don't think that foul occurred inside.
Obviously, the crowd here at BBVA Field does not agree with the decision in the slightest. And neither does Captain Matt Van Oekel. But it is a penalty awarded here to Memphis 901 FC in the 29th minute. And Keanu Marsh-Brown has a chance to flip the script. He Van Okel. And it's 2-1 Memphis.
Very well taken penalty kick, low, firm, and right in the corner. You can't hit it much better than that.
Second goal of the year for Keanu Marsh-Brown, and what a response from Memphis 901. From trailing early 1-0, they lead 2-1 inside half an hour.
Got to give 901 a lot of credit. They gave up an early goal. It looked like they were in trouble. They were on the ropes. They found a way to get a goal off of a set piece, got themselves back in the match, and then built from there. Before you know it, they're up 2-1.
Memphis have turned the game on their head as Keanu Marsh-Brown finds the back of the net. 2-1 Memphis. The Legion gets set to kick off again, and now the Legion FC touchline is going to get a talking to from our head referee. And a yellow card has been shown to Legion assistant Kano Smith as we get one more look at the play.
There's the pull right there from Bolo Akinyode. Really tight call. Certainly the foul was initiated outside the box, but was there still contact as they came across the line? Obviously the referee a little bit closer to the play than we are. Very controversial call. Legion FC players and coaches are going to need to calm themselves down, regain their composure, find a way back into this match.
Buckmaster sends that away. Throw in coming for Legion. What a turn of events we've had tonight at BBVA Field. Rivalry contests like this between Birmingham and Memphis, you always get the sense that something interesting or different is going to happen. And that and then some so far through half an hour, as Lopez does not earn the corner. Sekbers ushers it out for a goal kick. And a hydration break comes here in the 31st minute. Pretty dull, pretty boring first half an hour, Mike Getman.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be anybody's complaint so far. We've had goals, we've had fouls, we've had all kinds of action, we've had cards. It's certainly all happening in the first 30 minutes of this match.
As the boos continue to rain down for the officiating crew here at BBVA Field. Capacity only 20 to 25%. At BBVA Field as everybody tries to stay socially distanced, but the crowd that is here has certainly made their feelings well known, and it looks like Legion manager Tom Sohn is going to plead his piece as well.
He obviously knows he's not going to get that call changed. He's just trying to make his point that you've impacted the game in the wrong way. Now you need to find your opportunities to balance it back out. You don't see that happen very often. The referee's going to listen to him, let him blow off a little bit of steam. And then everybody's going to get on with the game because you got no choice.
Birmingham Legion FC and Memphis 901, presented by Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. Fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news. Pre-order concessions in the stadium, or save the schedule straight to your calendar. Download the Legion FC app today. Available on both iOS and Android platforms. Birmingham Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. If you have that app, you've gotten quite a few notifications so far in this first 33 minutes, and those notifications have not done this match justice to this point. As we get ready to restart play out of this hydration break. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman. Lyndon Blake is downstairs. Lyndon, you had a chance to kind of listen in down on the sideline. What was the message from the Legion touchline?
It looks like mentally the Legion have not fallen off after that PK. Kano, after he got that yellow card, gathered his team while Coach Sohn was talking to the ref, and he was saying, guys, it's no big deal. Go score, you can do this. And the players were saying, let's play, while the Memphis players are all still huddling up. So on the scoreboard, not going Legion FC's way, but mentally they're still in this match and want to equalize before the half. Guys.
Thanks, Lyndon. 11 minutes plus stoppage time for Legion FC to find an equalizer. For just just joining us, first quarter hour or so was all Legion FC. But Memphis able to find an equalizer. Now they've taken the lead thanks to the penalty slotted home by Keanu Marsh-Brown.
I think assistant coach Cano Smith has it exactly right. This Legion FC team has scored a lot of goals over the course of the season. They know they're more than capable of scoring again this half, much less over the course of the next 60 minutes. They just need to play the way they did at the start, not lose their heads. Memphis certainly has to be happy with the way things have been going. Not just the result, but they've performed very well after giving up an early goal.
Jennings tried to redirect that one towards goal. It was denied by Alex Cronali. Gonzalez will take his time before this throw-in.
These two teams played in the first match after the reopening. Memphis had almost 60% of possession, lost 3-0. Tonight, they barely have 30% possession, and they're up 2-1. It's been a complete reversal in every way.
Credit to head coach Tim Mulqueen. The game plan certainly changed from the last time these two teams met, so far paying dividends for the visitors. Third corner kick of the night coming here for Memphis 901 FC. Gonzalez has been the man to swing in the set pieces. Van Oekel, two hands with the punch, sends it away from danger.
Good commanding punch. Came out, got a lot of the ball.
And now Van Oekel catches with two hands. Fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrust the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team, and you should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. Lopez couldn't quite get it to Kasim. Nice play by Buckmaster, and now he's got numbers going forward.
3-on-2 if Memphis can go quickly.
Marsh-Brown to Buckmaster. His cross takes a deflection. Cronali gets it away, but not too terribly far. Here's Michael Reed. Paul swings it around to Gonzalez. Gonzalez keeps his feet. Still Gonzalez with time and space. His shot is high and wide.
Struck that ball pretty well. Hard to beat Matt Van Oekel from that angle and that far out.
Legion restart quickly through Kasim and Lapa. Cronali brings it down, pushed in the back.
Some sarcastic cheers for the referee from the Legion faithful.
One more look at the challenge here from Raul Gonzalez. Pretty easy call for the official. Two hands in the back of Eli Cronali. Both Eli and Alex Cronali in the starting 11 for Birmingham Legion once again this evening. Alex Cronali on the ball now. Looking over the top for Nico Brett. Couldn't quite get it there. Buckmaster got ahead to it first. Lopez goes to ground. Great challenge. Great win there by Mikey Lopez. Throw-in coming here for Legion FC.
It's been a little while since Legion have been down at this end of the field. See if they can both keep some possession and create an opportunity.
Siadu dances away from trouble.
You can see how deep Memphis 901 have dropped.
Dean couldn't quite connect with Nico Brett, and it's all the way back to Van Oekel. Mike, pregame, Memphis showed a 4-4-2, but Almost looks like they're defending out of almost a 5-4-1.
Yeah, I don't think it's almost. I think it is. 5 in the back right now, 4 across midfield, and 1 lone striker up top. I think they may be attacking with 2 up front, but defending with only 1 up there.
Again, trying to keep it away from Asiadu, does, but couldn't quite keep it away from Dean. Crognale, lovely bending ball over the top to spring Brian Wright. Wright has options, his cross deflected, and out to get it is Haig.
Great ball bending around the back of the defense. Brian Wright did well. His cross got deflected, popped into the hands of the keeper, but the first real scoring chance in a while for Legion FC.
Nice tackle there by Dean to fight Jennings off the ball, and then Jennings commits the frustration foul. Cal Jennings, the Georgia native, 23-year-old, making his first professional start tonight here in 2020. Played 40 full minutes from BBVA Field tonight. 3 goals and a bit of controversy to boot so far in this one. Here's Lapa onto the second ball. His shot just off the frame.
Textbook play by Bruno Lapa. Bouncing ball, defenders reaching for it. He just ran through the challenge, didn't try to reach for it, just literally put his whole body behind the ball, ran through the challenge. As he won the ball, then he could focus on striking it just a yard or 2 wide, but a very dangerous opportunity.
Bruno Lapa's had his share of chances already in this one. He's put 1 of them away. That's the 1 goal that Legion FC have scored to this point. Fans Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when Lights FC take on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Looking to maintain the pace set in Group B, both Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County SC face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama unfold August 25th at 10 p.m. on ESPN Deportes. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for our Birmingham and Memphis fans. As we approach the last few minutes of a very busy opening first half.
Memphis sits deeper and deeper in their defensive shell. Legion have played a few more balls over the top, trying to beat everybody with 1 pass. Early in the game, they were combining in and around the box, and they were much more effective at that time.
Dean tried to cut it back, but nobody was home. Everyone was making that run towards the mouth of goal. Akinyode trying to hold off Jennings. Plays back to the feet of Matt Van Oekel. Another nice play by Lustin Paul. Credit to the midfielders for Memphis 901 FC. They've done their best to get boots on some of these passes. Lustin Paul, Michael Reed, they've come up with a few interceptions as these center backs try to break the lines.
They've done a really nice job of cutting off those passing lanes. Ball can be moved just a little quicker by Legion FC. They can perhaps open some things up, but it's very difficult. You want to play forward. You've got a little bit of time on the ball, so you want to look up and try and find that perfect pass. Memphis defense is in position and reading things well.
It'll be Haig to restart things. The Michigan State Spartan, former Big Ten goalkeeper of the year. So he's sending the open his 4th start here in 2020 for this Memphis 901 FC club. They're coming over from FC Cincinnati. Wright trying to get around Buckmaster. Good play by Buckmaster going to ground, but he does concede the second Chick-fil-A corner kick kick of the night for Birmingham Legion.
Well, we've certainly seen some danger on all set pieces tonight. We'll see what happens here.
Legion opt to play it quickly. Lopez, Akinyori, Asiadu. Legion still with bodies forward, just haven't been able to serve that ball in. Out wide, Lopez. Gonzalez got there first with a crunching challenge. Referee says play on. Chance for Memphis to counter. And now a foul is given, it looks, behind the play. Goodness, a late call. It looked to be from the assistant referee on this near side as Lopez remains down.
It was definitely the assistant referee who made this call. Not sure if we can see that replay or not. It was a very hard tackle. Question is going to be, did he get the ball first or the man first? A little bit hard to tell.
Looks like it was Lopez who got the ball based on that look.
Yeah, that looked to me like Mikey Lopez got the ball. Man, I'm not sure who the foul was on. Got nothing but Mikey's legs.
And it is a yellow card booking for Raul Gonzalez. So Gonzalez has been booked. 3 yellow cards from our head referee Mohammed Hassan here in this first 45 minutes. Based on that slow-mo look, that appears to be the right call, even if it was extraordinarily late. Lapa, set piece. Oh, it fell to Lopez's feet, but he didn't know it. Not a bad delivery there on that Birmingham Freightliner free kick. Fourth official down below has indicated 4 minutes of added time to close out our first half. Stoppage time tonight brought to you by UAB Medicine. So a few more minutes for Memphis to try to survive and take a 2-1 lead into the halftime dressing room.
You can see the lines pretty clearly. 5 in the back, 4 across midfield, and 1 lone striker up for Memphis when they're defending.
Siadu surveys. Finds Kasim in a pocket of space, but that's all he had. And here comes Jennings. Couldn't quite keep it off Asiadu. Credit to Anderson Asiadu. He has covered some ground early in this first half.
He's covered a lot of ground. He's connected a lot of passes. He's broken up a lot of plays tonight.
Eli Crognale. Right. Dean. Couldn't quite get the back heel to Crognale. Throw incoming as Gonzalez went to ground. Referee said nothing of it. Asiadu. Out wide, here's Johnny Dean. Crognale able to keep his run on side. His cross sent away by Tristan Hodge.
Legion have certainly pushed Memphis 901 back into the box. A lot of players in and around the 18-yard box.
Still Brett, side netting.
I'm not sure how Brian Wright missed that one. He was just 2 or 3 yards from goal. I think the ball just came a little too quick for him. Great play from Nico Brett. Found his strike partner right in front of goal. Brian Wright just couldn't quite get his feet straight.
One more look at it. On first glance, it was almost as if that cross found Wright rather than Wright finding the cross. Just got the feet wrong in the end.
Ball was skipping across the grass so quickly. You've got about a millisecond to get your feet right. Brian Wright just couldn't quite get on the end of that one.
On the other end, Jennings is off and running off the goal kick. A shot at goal deflected wide by Matt Van Oekel. Credit to Cal Jennings. He hasn't had much support tonight, but he's made a lot out of a little a couple of separate times in this first half.
He's had to work really hard. He's by himself defensively, so he's chasing down two center backs on half a field of space, and then he's expected to take off on a sprint when they have the ball. He's certainly put in the miles so far.
And our 49th and final additional minute here in the first half. Another corner kick to be swung in by Gonzalez. Still there, Buckmaster. Mincingen couldn't quite get it around the feet of the Legion defenders. Perhaps time for one final gasp here for Memphis as Van Oekel comes to get that. And that will be all from a very eventful first half. Birmingham drew first blood, but Memphis 901 FC were able to equalize and then find the lead. 2-1 our scoreline headed into the first half dressing room. And Mike, this game turned 2 or 3 times in that opening 45 minutes.
This game has had some ebbs and flows. You got to give Memphis 901 some credit. They were down, their backs were against the wall. You thought they just might collapse, and instead they found a way to get a goal, get themselves back in with a set piece. Then, second opportunity, whether it was a mistake by the referee or not, they took their chance, put it away nicely. All of a sudden they're up 2-1, and they're looking pretty confident in the way they've been playing.
We'll see what adjustments are made in the halftime dressing room. We'll take a timeout as well. Coming up, our coach, Mike Getman, has his try at the telestrator as he breaks down some of the Legion offensive plays from the first few weeks of the season. Plus, we'll look at the rest of the stories around the USL Championship. That's all coming up when we return.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back to halftime. We're going to pull out the coach's telestrator to take a look at a few plays from earlier games. On this first play, you're going to see Alex Crinali right here make a little run into the box, waiting for the service to come from here. It's going to be a perfect ball, and he's going to touch it into the net. Most of the time in a set piece like this, all these players are making runs into the box. The defense is waiting for the whole group to run. But on this play, as we roll the tape, you're going to see that just one man makes the run, and he gets a great touch on the ball as it comes to him. He's beat the whole defense. On this late corner kick against North Carolina FC, Goalkeeper Matt Van Okel has come all the way up into the box. Here he is by himself. For some reason, left all alone. He's going to win this ball in the air and head it back across the 6. A little bit of chaos, and then it's Mikey Lopez who's going to put it into the net. Let's run the tape and watch Matt Van Okel all the way up in the box. The goalkeeper 100 yards away from his normal position. A great serve to him at the back post. He handles it perfectly. Good battle. And then it's Mikey Lopez hammering it home with just a few seconds left in the match to tie the score. The celebration is on. It's a play that happens fairly often, but it never scores. But it did on this day. On this play, center forward Brian Wright receives the ball right in the center of the field. He's 1 versus 1 with the center back, right where he loves to be. And as we run the tape here, you're going to see him go at the defender to commit the defender, and then he's going to make the pass, playing the ball out wide. And then Brian Wright's just going to outwork everybody to the center of the box. Eventually, the pass comes backwards to him. You can't be offsides if the ball is in front of you. And so we're going to see Brian Wright played out wide, outwork the center back, and a great sliding touch to put it home. On this play, center forward Brian Wright receives the ball in a position where he's one-on-one with the center back. He out-muscles the man. He knows what to do once he's got the ball. It's me going to goal. Good luck trying to catch me. Brian Wright, full speed ahead. Nothing the defenders can do but literally pull him and hold him and tug him back. And the referee in the end gives the red card, maybe the easiest call this referee's ever had. On this next play, John Dean beats his man out wide, sees the big gap opening up at the top of the box. Bruno Lapa sees it as well, and he's going to make a hard run to get to where the ball is going to be played. John Dean sees him, plays it right to him, and a great one-touch finish into the corner of the net. This has been the Coach's Telestrator.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. Champus, the U.S. Soccer has recently instituted the Play On campaign. Try and explain what this looks like in the grassroots communities around the country all the way to the professional level.
Yeah, Mike, I think it starts first and foremost with each of our stakeholders, whether you're a club, a coach, a parent, a player. It starts with setting a tone. It starts with setting a culture and really setting realistic expectations, understanding that COVID is a virus is going to be with us for an unknown amount of time. The guidelines are very basic and fundamental. What Play On has really created is a single voice and something that all of us can point to as a safe and responsible way that our kids can develop, continue to play the sport, can come together in a very responsible way under the guidance of local, state, and national guidelines that really can be one that highlights our sport across the country and in the world. And Play On has demonstrated, I think, over the last 2 months, a very consistent message, and that hasn't changed.
Dr. George Champus, Chief Medical Officer for U.S. Soccer, thank you for not only your time now, but also the work you and healthcare heroes around the country have done over the past months.
Standings coming into play tonight, of course, Birmingham Legion FC firmly in control at the top of the table. 538 gives them a 96% chance to make the playoffs, a 77% chance to win the group. They give Memphis 901 FC only a 7% chance to make the playoffs, Mike, but if anybody knows the way to defy long odds, it's this Legion club from just a year ago. There's still plenty of soccer to be played for Memphis.
Yes, last year I think they were in the exact opposite position where Legion had a few percentage point chance to get into the playoffs. Not only did they get in, but they won their first playoff game. So it's way too early to be talking about the playoffs. Legion are in a great position. Memphis has a lot of work to do, but one game at a time is what gets you there.
Still the second half of the season to be played as we get a look at the rest of the USL Championship scores in the Eastern Conference. Looks like Tampa Bay Rowdies are taking care of business at home against Atlanta United 2. Big game to watch, at least as far as Group G is concerned, comes up tomorrow. Miami FC hosting Charlotte Independence as Charlotte need points, and they can take advantage of a rare North Carolina FC home loss. North Carolina FC, Mike, has lost 2 in a row at home now.
2 in a row, and 3 goals to Charleston. Of course, 2 goals they gave up to this Legion FC team. That's really uncharacteristic for a Dave Sarkin team. Not sure exactly what's going on, but 2 tough results for North Carolina.
And, of course, Sunday, a couple of more matchups to keep an eye on as well in Group F and Group H. News and notes around the league. Eli Cronali, the 6th Legion player to be named to the USL Team of the Week. Mike, kind of speaks to the balance we were talking about in that first half. Legion have gotten contributions up and down the roster.
As a coach, it can't be any more gratifying than having so many different players getting recognized for their contribution. They're all scoring goals. They're all defending well. They're all playing a big role in this team. And that's what you really want it to be, a team game, not just 1 or 2 individuals.
Well, let's look at some of the team stats from our first 45 minutes of action tonight from Memphis and Birmingham. And it's the role reversal that you kind of alluded to near the end of that first half. Memphis so dominating a possession most of the games they've played so far this year. It was the case the first time these 2 teams met back in July. They've ceded possession, and this go-round, they've opted to go on the counter. So far, it's working.
When we talked with Tim Mulqueen earlier in the week, I asked him, how do you turn all the possession that your team has had into goals? He kind of laughed and said, it's not about possession. We just need to be a little more clinical in front of goal. Tonight, they've certainly done that.
They've created their chances between Mensingen and Jennings. They have that 1-goal advantage that they took into the halftime locker room. We'll take a timeout. Our second 45 minutes of action from BBVA Field comes your way when we return.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
at the officiating crew from both touchlines. And if our second half is as entertaining as our first half was, we are going to be in for quite the treats here in half number 2 as both teams have made their way back to the pitch. Legion in white and black, Memphis 901 FC in navy head to toe. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman and Lyndon Blake, your crew here on My 68 locally and on ESPN Plus. Down below us, Lyndon Blake spent halftime catching up with Memphis 901 FC headman Tim Mulqueen. Lyndon, what was the message down below?
Well, Mulqueen very happy with that lead heading into the half, but he's not satisfied. He said his team needs to handle the ball better. They were kind of sloppy passing in the first half. He said, though, he's not surprised they scored on 2 set pieces because they've been rehearsing those a lot lately. So he wants more goals for 901 FC, but feels decent coming out the lead. Guys?
Thanks, Lyndon. Mike, it does kind of feel like there are more goals left to be had in this match, the way that first 45 minutes went.
I would agree with you. Both teams have attacked relentlessly. Both teams have created a number of good chances. I'd be shocked to see either team pull back now.
Alex Cronale looking over the top, and was there a foul given there? Right went down. Referee went to his assistant referee and then opted to give no foul. It's going to be on our center referee, Mohamed Hassan, to try to keep things in check here in the second half.
When the referee lets players get in his face and argue and yell, inevitably they say, okay, must be allowed, and they start to act up a little bit more.
Segbers couldn't quite get it through to Cal Jennings. Right, holding off Bugmaster, trying to turn as well. As it goes over the touchline, throw in coming for Legion FC. It'll be taken quickly by Lopez.
I do think Legion FC looked at the matchups and said Brian Wright versus Reese Buckmaster, something that they can take advantage of. Brian Wright certainly has a size advantage and a power advantage, but Reese Buckmaster is a very smart player, very quick player. It'll be an interesting matchup in the second half.
And you're not just saying that because he's a Hoosier, right?
Well, I do love my Hoosiers, but I like the way Reese Buckmaster plays. He's been effective all year long for this 901 team. There's a reason that Celtic signed him early after college. He's certainly one of the top up-and-coming defenders in the country.
Corner coming for Birmingham Legion FC after Wright's cross was partially deflected by Ruel Gonzalez. Chick-fil-A corner kick taken quickly. Here's Lapa. Kasim turns. Thought about letting one go. Instead opts to retreat.
Legion have done a nice job of pushing Memphis all the way back. If they can just keep possession and make this 901 defense shift from side to side, they'll eventually be able to open them up. You just got to have some patience. Memphis is testing that patience for sure by dropping so many players back to the top of the 18.
Lopez was trapped offside, according to the linesman on the far part of the park. Just feels like that's going to be a bulk of this second half, right? Memphis is going to hunker down and force this Legion FC side to try to break them down.
Really, the last 20 minutes of the first half, that's what Memphis was doing. They still got forward and attacked, but when they didn't have the ball, they just dropped back, made sure that Legion couldn't get in behind them. They tried to limit the opportunities for both Brian Wright and Nico Brett to just turn on the jets and run.
Lopez tried to restart play quickly, didn't realize he was not given the throw. And throw-in goes to Memphis 901 FC after that aerial duel with County Marsh Brown. Segbers finds Marsh Brown, or tried to, before Asiadu got a foot in. Nico Brett off and running. Tristan Hodge had it go off his heel. It's Nico Brett. Brett cuts it inside, back outside. Still Brett with it, and his shot is blocked out of play by Doyle.
Nico Brett's gonna wish he could have that one back. He did so well to get on the end of it. He beat the last defender, but but for some reason tried to cut it back inside to his left foot. Wasn't able to get the shot off.
He did win another Chick-fil-A corner kick for Legion as we get one more look at the opportunity here for Bretts. Lapa's delivery doesn't quite get to Crognale. Asiadu wins the second ball. He sets up Kasim, whose shot is blocked. Lapa over the head of his intended target. Birmingham Legion still applying the pressure down here. Lopez, not a bad ball. Haig with sure hands at his back post.
That's a really dangerous ball. It's coming over some bodies. It's skipping off the turf. Goalkeeper isn't sure whether to come and get it or whether it's going to get deflected. Did really well to hold on to it and not give up a rebound.
And a pretty solid night at the office so far this evening for Jimmy Haig, 23-year-old. Making his third straight start. He's given up 7 goals so far this year. Just the one early one tonight. Good work by Wright and Asiadu. Lopez. Couldn't quite keep it in play. Throw coming from Memphis 901. Fans, don't forget you can follow Birmingham Legion FC and Memphis 901 and the rest of the USL Championship all year long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every single week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
During this pandemic, I'm not afraid to tell you that I've watched more than my share of ESPN+. So many soccer games.
If there's one silver lining you can take from the long sports layoff we had there from about March to July, it is the stacking up of sporting events coming this summer and fall. Jennings is in, flag stays down, shot denied by Van Oekel. And Lopez is able to get in before Marsh Brown could. What a defensive play by Matt Van Oekel.
That was great execution from Memphis 901 on the breakaway. Perfect timing, a perfect pass. Matt Van Oekel doing what he has always done, coming up with a big save when his team needed it.
One more look here at the quick counter from Memphis. Mitzigan put Jennings in. Matt Van Oekel fully outstretched, able to get there.
Perfect pass, perfect timing, and then just a brilliant save from Matt Van Oekel.
With that wayward leg at the end of that replay you saw there, County Marsh Brown win in the book for the takedown of Mikey Lopez. So he becomes the second yellow-carded member of this 901 club. But another big save from the 33-year-old in net tonight, once again for Legion FC, Matt Van Oekel. Keeps this at just a 1-goal deficit for the home side. Lopez with a delivery towards the back post, but nobody home there.
The idea from Mikey Lopez was a really good one. He had a great first touch, tried to serve a left-footed bending ball in behind the defense. He is a naturally right-footed player, so it got a little bit away from him, but the ideas were right.
As Haig pushes all of his Navy shirts forward, neither side have yet to make a change in this one. Can't imagine that'll remain the case for too much longer as we approach the hour mark.
Over the last couple weeks, we've seen every team make lots and lots of substitutions, but both of these teams have had a week of rest. Both teams probably feel like their starting 11 can go a little bit longer than what they've done in the past.
Birmingham Legion had that 5-match and 15-day stretch before getting a Saturday to Saturday break with this Memphis match. Memphis about to hit that condensed part of their schedule where they have one of those stretches where they play 4 matches in 14 days.
5 games, 15 days is crazy at any level. Somehow Legion not only got through it, they got through it with an awful lot of points on their side. Now they have a chance to at least physically recover
Wright taken down from behind by Reese Buckmaster. Free kick given. This Birmingham Legion FC free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. Birmingham bring all their big bodies forward. It'll be Lapa's delivery, and it's headed just wide. Looked like Liam Doyle was the man who got a bit of a head to it.
I think it was Doyle. It was a really good service just behind the defense so that whoever gets a touch on it might put it in the net. Memphis 901 was a little bit lucky.
It was Doyle, and it was wide of that far post. Chick-fil-A corner kick sent in by Kasim. All the way through the 6-yard area. Nobody could get there, though.
That was a great service from Prosper Kasim. Legion have had a couple of really good serves in a row here. Nobody on the end of it, but they're certainly putting dangerous balls in the box. You can feel the pressure starting to mount on this Memphis defense.
That's going to be the question this second half. How long can this Memphis defense bend but not break and keep this 1-goal lead they currently enjoy here in the 56th minute? There's Eli Cronali. Brett. Too far for Lapa. Segber sends it back the other direction.
One of the things that we saw in the first half was Cal Jennings just working his tail off on both the defensive and offensive sides of the game. Second half, he's looking maybe a little bit tired. It's hard to put in that many miles, take a 15-minute break, and then do it again.
We'll see if Memphis make a change sooner rather than later. Nice interception there by Tristan Hodge. Here's Raul Gonzalez. Gonzalez has shown pretty good pace up that left flank this evening. Mincing in, trying to turn it back inside. Dean said no thank you. And Asiadu dribbles away from any danger. Lapa, his pass hits the official, and now play will be halted.
This is one of the new rules. If the referee is hit by the ball when a team is in clear possession, you just have a drop ball and give it back to the team that had it.
Had to laugh at the frustration there from Lapa. Legion FC, to this point, have not been thrilled with the officiating. That just tacks on to the list of grievances. Lapa. Kasim. Brett. Trying to keep it under some pressure there at the edge of the area. Brett towards the back post where Brian Wright's waiting. Wright's header has only lofted into the waiting arms of Haig.
Brian Wright wins that ball in the air, but under heavy pressure from Reese Buckmaster. He wins the ball, but he just can't get anything on it.
Now multiple Memphis 901 FC players are down. Cal Jennings in the center circle has gone to ground, as has Keanu Marsh-Brown.
Cal Jennings, as you see on your screen, is cramping. He ran a whole game's worth in the first half. Tonight was his first start of the season, so he's not really at full match fitness. Clearly, he's feeling the effects of it.
It looks like Jennings is going to be the man that comes off. As you see, Reese Buckmaster came up a little lame behind the play. Marsh-Brown goes to ground.
Yeah, 901 players taking a little bit of a beating in the last couple minutes here.
And it looks like Jennings is coming off. Brandon Allen, the man we highlighted at the open, is coming on.
Certainly not a surprise that we're seeing him. He's been their leading scorer. He's been their most dangerous player this whole season. Cal Jennings gave a great effort for 60 minutes. He's just run out of gas.
Credit to Cal Jennings. Great shift put in by the former UCF Knight. He comes off here at the hour mark for Brandon Allen. It's the first match here in 2020 Allen has not started for Memphis 901 FC, but he's got a half hour to make his impact. As Keanu Marsh Brown gingerly makes his way off as well. Not for a substitution, however, so Memphis will be down a man momentarily.
The game was physical in the first half. That takes a toll on everybody. Second half, it hasn't let up. The pace has been pretty quick, but the physicality of the game has been very high.
Allen trying to get his first touch. He goes to ground and a free kick is given. Foul goes against Alex Cronali, who's not a fan, as Keanu Marsh Brown's made his way back onto the pitch as well.
One of the things that both teams have recognized, if you go to ground and you make some noise, you've got a chance to get the call. I think we're going to see a lot of diving. We're going to see a lot of bumping. We're going to see a lot of players complaining.
So a set-piece opportunity here for Memphis. Gonzalez steps over. Marsh Brown hits it towards the back post. And a bit of a miscommunication there from Lopez and Van Opel, but in the end, they get it right.
Both goals for Memphis have come off of set pieces. A corner and a penalty kick. They've proven that they're dangerous. All of their opportunities that come that way. Legion need to make sure not to give up too many fouls, too many corners, too many set-piece plays where Memphis can use what they've been practicing.
Dane and Lapa combine once, now twice. Here's Brian Wright. Wright trying to find Dean. What a run from his fullback position. Dean's cross sent over the bar by Doyle.
Doyle's done really well. That's twice he's gotten on the end of things, cleared them out. Both times facing his own goal and in danger of scoring an own goal. But tonight he's been the man in this second half.
Another Chick-fil-A corner kick here for Legion FC. Low delivery. Cronali almost got on the end of it. And it's sent convincingly away from danger. As a Memphis man is down behind the play and in need of medical attention. It's Keanu Marsh Brown again.
I'm sure we'll get a look at the replay here in a minute. Memphis bench certainly unhappy with what they think is some rough play. I'm not sure the referee initially saw anything.
Don't think the linesman whistled for a foul either, as Marsh Brown remains down.
Referee, that's a bad one.
Let's see if we get a look at what happens here.
There's the corner served in, both players battling for the ball.
What are we doing?
I'm not sure there was any contact at the point he went down. It may be on the tackle when the ball was served in the box where two bodies came together.
Either way, not good news for Memphis 901 FC as Keanu Marsh Brown has gone to ground a couple of times here in the last 5 minutes.
We can see it there. I don't think he was touched. That replay, as I run it back in my mind, he wasn't the man challenging for the ball. So I'm not sure what's happened here.
Cronali comes in with a bit of a high boot, but the challenge wasn't on Marsh Brown.
No, Marsh Brown was just running out and collapsed and went down.
Marsh Brown remains down. Fans Birmingham Legion FC entrust the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team, and you should as well. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help get you back to your active lifestyle. UAB Medicine, the medical team, Birmingham Legion, this 901 FC's medical team, has gotten their fair share of work early on in this second half as well. Surprised if there's not a change forthcoming for the man that Memphis calls KMB.
Ask him why it's not a yellow.
Tim Mulqueen on the the sideline, still giving it to the referee, asking for a card on this play. There was some contact right there as that ball got served in. I think we're going to see it as, well, it was just before there. There was just a little bit of contact, and maybe that ball's bounced off his head is what it's been. It just happened so fast. That clearance may have hit him as it deflected out to midfield.
Marsh Brown gingerly making his way off as Dwayne Bucket readies to come on. Now the benches are having a little chirping match back at each other. Everybody's been a little bit chippy at times tonight.
Timmy Mulqueen is arguing that it had to be a yellow card on that play, but I think he didn't realize that it was not from contact with a Legion FC player.
Hopefully County Marsh Brown is okay as his night comes to a close here in the 66th minute. Dwayne Bucket is the new man on here for 901, the 25-year-old from Port of Spain, Trinidad. As play resumes at the feet of Legion FC and Prosper Kasim. Still plenty of time left in this one. Still no changes yet for Birmingham. Go ahead, Mike.
We haven't said it often tonight, but the referee got that one right. There was not a foul to be had. It was an unfortunate situation. We hope everybody's okay, but there was not a foul on that play, and the referee was correct to let it go on. And certainly no cards to be handed out.
Legion fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, pre-order concessions in the stadium, or save the schedule straight to your calendar. Download the Birmingham Legion FC app today, available on both iOS and Android platforms. Birmingham Legion FC app, your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Lopez supplies the throw in to Bolu Akinyodi. The game resumes. Can Legion FC find their way through this bunkered down Memphis defense? Another Memphis man is down. And slow to get to his feet is Leston Paul as play moves to the other side of the park. Here's Lopez. Kasim darting, lost it, commits the foul. Leston Paul is down once again.
That one was a foul, no doubt about it. But because of the way the referee allowed things to happen in the first half, now every player is taking the opportunity to yell for cards, act like someone got shot. This was definitely a foul. Hopefully Paul is okay.
For more medical attention, this time for Leston Paul. He was waved it off and now is gingerly getting to his feet. Prosper Kasim is the latest player to get a talking to from our referee this evening. Nevertheless, time continues to tick, tick, tick into the 69th minute. Does restart action. Here's Segbers with room. Segbers trying to get around Lopez, couldn't do so. Great individual defending by Mikey Lopez. Even better tracking back there by Dwayne Bucket to keep Legion from countering quickly.
Both sets of defenders playing really well at the moment. disjointed, lots of fouls, lots of arguing, lots of stoppage of play. But at the end of the day, both teams defending really well.
Great ball there by Dean to find Lapa with a sliver of space. Wright couldn't quite connect with Nico Brett. And Doyle does the job to send it away.
Nico Brett and Brian Wright have tried to combine with each other a couple of times tonight. It hasn't quite come off, but you can see the danger in that combination.
Looks like Birmingham Legion FC are going to the bench for another attacking option as Jaden Cervania readies down below. Van Oekel not able to play it to Dean. A throw in coming for Memphis, and a chance for them to take some more time off this clock. Change is going to be made here. Cervania comes on. It's going to be Brian Wright who comes off. Not a bad night's work for Brian Wright. The Canadian exits here in the 71st minute. Jaden Cervania, the 19-year-old, is on his 6th time he's come on as a sub this year. And he gets a first touch right away. Couldn't quite corral it.
I would think that this change signals a change in formation for Legion. They've been in a 4-4-2, and I would expect we're going to see a 4-1-4-1. A few more players thrown forward from midfield. Anderson Asiadu will sit back and hold down the middle of the park and let all the other midfielders run forward and create some danger.
7th Chick-fil-A corner kick of the night coming here for Birmingham Legion FC. It's Cervania, the sub, who stands over this one with Cronali close by. Cervania's delivery is low and sent away by Tristan Hodge. And Eli Cronali not able to keep it at his feet.
Take your time. Take your time. Gino fucking wall.
2-1. Memphis still in front as we enter the final 18 minutes plus stoppage time tonight. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Yetman and Lyndon Blake. It's been an entertaining one, to say the least, tonight from BBVA Field. That cross doesn't quite get to Muckett, so it was intercepted by Eli Cronali. Nice footwork by Jonathan Dean. Hodge under pressure. And he gives it away. Here's Lapa. Lapa waiting for options, finds one coming in Lopez. Lapa under duress. Job by Brandon Allen tracking all the way back.
Memphis has done a nice job. Every time Bruno Lapa gets the ball, he's confronted by at least 2, if not 3 defenders. He can get the ball, but it's really hard for him to do much with it, to penetrate.
Kasim and Lopez quite can't connect the overlap. Goes all the way back to the feet of Matt Van Oekel. Fans on the road can't watch the match. Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action for the MLS, Premier League, UEFA Champions League, and more. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on Sirius XM and the Sirius XM app.
Little piece of trivia for you here, maybe showing my age. But Rodney Marsh used to be known as the clown prince of soccer because of the tricks he would pull on the field with the ball. He was an amazing player in his day.
Here's Menzigan cutting it back inside, running into the waiting feet of Anderson Asiadu. Cronali over the top for Brett to his offside.
Wow. That was really, really close. Nico Brett was in line, looking straight across the field. He certainly felt he was onside. Memphis starting to have a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball. They've been giving it back to Legion pretty quickly.
Cronali looking over the top, finds Dean. Howard, Legion FC going to break down Memphis 901 as they search for that equalizer. So we enter the game's final quarter hour. The question that started the second half remains as we enter the final stanza.
Not very often that you have 26% possession of the ball and you're winning. But 2 set-piece goals have allowed Memphis to do exactly that.
There's Bolu Akinyoti. Asiadu. Trying to find Nico Brett. Brett's able to get there against Doyle. Leaves it for Kasim. Cronali. Brother to brother.
Legion have got to keep the ball moving quickly. They've had some nice possession here. They're in and around the box, but it's hard to do it individually. You've got to combine with your teammates very quickly, move the ball quicker than the defenders can move their feet.
Nice job there by Tristan Hodge. Great awareness, knowing no one was behind him and letting it go over the inline for just a goal kick as we've hit our second hydration break of the evening. And still 2-1. Memphis ahead on the scoreline. And our rivalry contest tonight presented by Mercedes-Benz of Birmingham. Legion FC look like they're preparing another change as looks like Jake Roof is preparing to come on at this stoppage. He's going to come on for Prosper Kasim.
Now, I'll be surprised. Jake Roof has played just about every position on the field for Legion, but I wouldn't be shocked to see him go to right back and Jonathan Dean move up, play more as a winger. We've seen Jonathan Dean in that attacking role certainly more often than we've seen Jake Roof.
So with a little less than a quarter hour left, Legion trying to get on the same page and find that equalizer that has evaded them to this point. Brian Wright had a great chance.
Nico Brett on the second chance into the side netting.
Brett had another opportunity here on a breakaway early in the second half, was stymied by Doyle. There's been some decent balls whipped in by these Legion midfielders.
That one right there, a really dangerous set piece that almost turned into an own goal.
So far, Memphis 901 FC have held the door to this point. I'll try to do the same for the remainder of the contest. Does look like Legion have made the change you talked about, Mike. Roof lining up as that right fullback and Dean pushed up into the midfield. As each side has now used 2 of its 5 allotted changes. And Haig restarts play after the hydration break. Brett's trying to get around Doyle, and he earns a free kick. So a free kick coming. Good work there by Nico Brett to try to hold off and turn against the defender. There's another look at it.
A little bit of a tug on the arm right there. Nico Brett doing well. Not much doubt about the call.
Another Birmingham Freightliner free kick coming here for Legion FC, and Bruno Lapa standing over it. Everyone but Asiadu and Lopez hoisted forward here for the home side. Lapa towards the back post, almost got to the substitute Roof. It's still loose, and now Doyle at least sends it away from the danger zone. Asiadu lobs it back in. Haig goes up with a punch instead of the catch. No matter, though, as Memphis were able to clear their lines only momentarily. Alex Cronali, the center half, a bit out of place up front.
Sometimes that's what it takes, something a little non-traditional, unexpected. You get a 6'5" guy in the box. Defenders have a way of battling and fighting for things.
Here's Muckets. Trying to play the switch across the park. Siadu was the one that got there first, and he ushers it out of play. Here's the substitute Roof. 24-year-old, originally from Huntsville, Alabama. Fourth substitute appearance of his season after making 5 previous starts. Raul Gonzalez was down to a knee and still appears to be in some pain as Memphis plays without him. Here's Mucket's chance. Doesn't trouble the frame of Van Oekel.
They haven't had too many shots in the second half. That one wasn't going to beat Matt Van Oekel.
And not for the first time in this second half. Another Navy shirt is down. This time it's Raul Gonzalez. Much to the chagrin of this home crowd and to a certain extent the Legion FC touchline, who certainly expect to get reciprocated when injury time comes around here in about 9.5 minutes.
These are the matches that build rivalries. We're not seeing much love lost on the field, and the two benches aren't quite as polite as they were before the match began.
Gonzalez still down, being tended to. Appears to be dealing with perhaps some cramping in his left leg. Tim Mulqueen might be in the need of at least another sub. And he looks to be preparing at least 1, if not 2, down below. So Gonzalez makes his way off. And now play is allowed to resume here in the 82nd minute. Down below from the fans as Gonzalez jogged his way back on after a momentary stoppage. He's going to be the changed man as Metzger will come on. The 27-year-old played his collegiate soccer at the University of Maryland. Nearly a like-for-like change in the midfield for Memphis 901 FC.
Players from the same college may get together afterwards, have a little chat, but I don't think there's going to be any reunion parties for the Maryland players from two opposite teams tonight.
Of course, Alex and Eli Cronale both played their college soccer at Maryland, as did Metzger. Makes his 3rd substitute appearance of the season here tonight for Memphis 901 FC. His first appearance since these two teams last played back on July 16th here at BBVA Field. Paul sends this into the run of Metzinger. Good work by Alex Cronale tracking back.
Metzinger showing his pace, but Alex Cronale doing really well to get across the field there.
Metzinger having a pretty solid night tonight. Found the Memphis 901 FC equalizer. His pace has proven promising at times for Memphis 901. As Segbers makes his way all the way down the touchline to get in position to restart play with the throw. Allen threads it through to Muckets, who can't quite get it to the end line. Fans, Birmingham Legion FC is back on the road next weekend to face Charlotte Independence on Saturday, August 29th at 6 o'clock Central Time. Catch the match live on My68 or ESPN+. Next home match here at BBVA Field is Wednesday, September 2nd at 7 o'clock Central Time against North Carolina FC. Get your tickets for that match today on the Legion FC app or bhmlegion.com. Plenty of Group G play coming up for both of these two clubs. Plenty of time to pick off points against rivals up and down the table. Great ball over the top from Eli Cronale. Dean able to run it down, keep it in play. Get down the cross was cut out in the end by Reed, but a phenomenal effort there by Jonathan Dean.
First, brilliant diagonal through ball. Dean took it down well, beat his man. Really dangerous opportunity for Legion FC.
Yet another Chick-fil-A corner kick coming tonight. It's Eli Cronali to swing it in, and the flag goes up as that started over the end line. A little over 5 minutes left in our regulation 90 minutes tonight. And then I'd have to imagine we'll see, goodness, 6-ish minutes of added time. 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there feels about right.
I would say so, and maybe even more. We've had so many stoppages of play, including this one right here where the center official is having a word with somebody from the Memphis bench. Memphis really doesn't mind, even though they're making lots of noise. They're happy to see time tick off the clock.
Poorly taken goal kick there from Haig. Gives possession right back to Legion FC. Birmingham still trying to break down this Memphis defense, which has been stout to this point in this second half. Akinyode shielding off Brandon Allen all the way back to the feet of Matt Van Oekel.
Brandon Allen has been on the field for about 20 minutes, maybe 25. I think he's had 2 touches so far.
Siadou trying to get it over the top to Brett. Couldn't quite get it there. There's another touch for Allen. I don't want a free kick as well, but the referee opts to keep play moving. Here's Reed. Another nice run diagonally from Mitzigan. Trying to win a corner. Instead, it's just a goal kick.
Feels like it's a little too early to start running to the corners with the ball. Even though there's only 5 minutes left on the clock, you know you have at least 5 or 6 more minutes coming from stoppage time. And so you're really talking about 10 to 12 minutes. That's very early to start just dumping balls in the corner and trying to hold it there.
Hodge sends it back to the Legion center backs yet again. Now another Navy shirt is down. Cronali opts to play forward to Nico Brett, who got ahead to it, but not much else on it. And now play once again will be brought to a halt. It's Rafa Mitzigan who's down this time, the 24-year-old Brazilian. We're approaching about a half dozen Memphis 901 FC players who have had to go to ground here in the second half at some point or another.
Right at the top of your screen, you can see him just have a seat on the ground and raise that leg. Fans don't like it at all, but both sets of players know it's real. You've run 6, 7, maybe as much as 8 miles during the course of this game. Cramps, they happen and they don't feel good. And I didn't see a single one of the Legion players complaining. I think they knew he was in some agony.
So play now is allowed to restart with Jimmy Haig. Fans of USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talents. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring of 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search #USL Academy on social media. Once again, Legion FC win possession back. That hasn't been the issue tonight. Just been trying to find holes against this Memphis 901 FC back line.
They've had 74% of the possession. I can't remember a time when they've had this much of the ball, but they're struggling to create chances from it. Memphis has been so deep, so many players back defending.
Jimmy, do the side, do the side.
To your point, Mike, so much of what Birmingham Legion FC have been able to do this year has been on quick counters, transition opportunities, takeaways. They haven't been there tonight because they've been seated the ball a majority of the night. As another midfielder is coming on. Mikey Lopez, the fullback, is coming off. Daigo Kobayashi, the midfielder, is coming on. The 37-year-old from Japan makes his 7th appearance of the year. As Legion are going to go as small as they can at the back now with just 3 defenders.
They're just going with 3 in the back. Bring on another midfielder. Try to just create more runs and more opportunities to combine. There's only a minute left on the clock, but I think we've got quite a bit of time coming here.
Ball over the top's not going to quite get to Segbers. Throw in coming for Legion. And the word down below, we're about to get 9 minutes of added time.
We're going to get 9 minutes of added time, and we're going to get a Memphis bench that goes crazy when they see it.
9 minutes of added time. That has to be the most stoppage time I've seen in a USL Championship contest this year. But given all the stoppages in the second half, it's not to say it's not warranted. Kobayashi out wide. Jaden Cervania playing on this flank now. 3 at the back for Legion FC. One of them pushing forward here in Cronulla.
Certainly plenty of time. Legion don't need to force things. We know that this Memphis team is tired. They've given an enormous effort.
Here's Dean. Nice flick to the path of Asiadu. Asiadu's cross blocked, but a corner kick is coming. Legion scored on a stoppage time corner kick to draw Charlotte Independence just last week and steal a point on the road. This is corner kick number 9 of the night. Lapa's delivery finds Akinyode, whose header is over the bar.
Push off, 2. Referee, watch the foul in the side, Jimmy. To the side.
One more look at it. Couldn't tell if that got to Cronulla or Akinyode. It looked like Cronulla on that second glance.
I think it was Cronulla, but under a lot of pressure, a lot of bodies challenging. Defensively, that's what coaches typically are preaching. You don't have to win the ball, but you must get up and challenge. Memphis did a good job right there.
Jimmy Haig, the goalkeeper, has been booked. Yellow card has been given to the keeper for time wasting.
Now he's going to add another minute.
Now Haig does restart play. Hodge holding off Brett. Earns the foul. And Brett not exactly in the mood to help him up either. It has been a chippy contest tonight between Birmingham and Memphis. Exactly like you think a rivalry match would go.
I agree completely. Up until tonight, this really hasn't been much of a rivalry, but it is tonight. Both teams have competed that way. Both teams have fought and battled physically as well as skill-wise. Been an entertaining match for the fans, for sure.
Approaching our 94th minute, not even halfway through our minimum of 9 minutes of added time. Here's Daigo Kobayashi, the 37-year-old, playmaking midfielder, looking for a play to make, trying to get around one defender, still has it at his feet. Lovely run here from Kobayashi, finds Cronulla. Here's Asiadu. Alex Cronulla. Roof. Dean providing width.
All 10 field players for Memphis.
Kobayashi goes
15 yards of their box.
Yep. Kobayashi down, a push in the back. Free kick given. Ball kicked away by a Memphis player. And Minsingen is the latest 901 FC booking. Multiple yellow cards for time wasting here in stoppage time alone. And a Birmingham Freightliner free kick coming in a dangerous position. white shirts in the box for Legion FC. The only one that's not is Eli Cronali.
All 11 for Memphis, back defending.
It'll be Lapa to serve it in. Back post, Akinyode, and a foul given. Good work by Tristan Hodge, trying to fight with the taller Olu Akinyode. So we get one more look on replay here.
He's grabbing his head from the contact, but I think it was head-to-head. I'm not sure I see a whole lot of foul in that play.
See if we get one more look from the end line. Akinyode certainly got up higher. Contact between the two men. While we're watching the replay, Tim Mulqueen has been booked. So even the coaches, one coach from each side has been cautioned this evening. This match has had a little bit of everything. 96th minute here at BBVA Field. Still 2.5 minutes minimum to be played. Brett couldn't quite bring it down in the air. Here's Kobayashi. Sent away by Reed.
To be fair to Coach Mulqueen from Memphis, I think he earned that card.
That's all you can ask, right? Brett goes down, edge of the area, penalty given.
This was in the box. Memphis is going to go crazy, but this foul was inside the box, just inside the 18. I'm sure we'll see a replay here. He had position. He was in the box. He got a bump in the back, and he did exactly what he's supposed to do, which is go down. There's no reason to fight off the foul there.
One more look at it here. Brett takes the contact inside the area from Liam Doyle, and Legion have a chance to tie the contest here in the 97th minute.
Doyle grabbed his head because he's had a great game, but he knew he made a mistake there.
Brett won the penalty. It'll be Brett's to take it as well. Here against Jimmy Haig. In the 98th minute. 2-2. Nico Brett converts.
Really good finish from Nico Brett under enormous pressure. The game is on the line. It's you and the goalkeeper. And he calmly stepped up, stroked it home. Another big goal for Nico Brett.
Fourth goal of the year from Brett, and he slots it calmly. Clinical finish for the 28-year-old from Jamaica. We're tied at 2, and still time to go here in added time. Entering our 99th minute. Dean, his service, not bad. Sent away by Doyle. Here's Kobayashi. Akinyode's pushed forward. Legion won a third.
All of a sudden, the Legion players have a little more bounce in their step. Everything's happening a little bit quicker. The crowd is socially distanced and sparse, but it's really loud tonight.
Credit the BBVA crowd. They've been into it most of the nights, but few have been allowed in the gates. Cronali's delivery, sent away by Doyle once more. Here's Roof. Roof goes to ground. Free kick given. And another set-piece opportunity here for Legion. Perhaps the match's final play.
But Legion do need to be careful. They've sent a lot of players into the box. You don't want to lose it on the last minute either.
It's Lapa to stand over yet another Birmingham Freightliner free kick. In our 100th minute, Lapa's delivery. Headed away by Doyle. It's going to fall cleanly for Asiadu.
Still a Seadoo shot, saved by Hay.
Interesting to see Seadoo did pretty well.
Now we'll see how much longer is left in this match tonight. No final whistle yet from our referee. And perhaps an attacking opportunity here for Memphis. Was there a foul? Referee seemed unsure.
The assistant referee signaled it. The referee has given it. And Memphis now has one more opportunity. And they've been dangerous on their set plays all night long.
It'll be Michael Reed to stand over it. One of the veterans of this club.
Now, I'm surprised to see Bruno Lapa staying out at the edge of the circle.
Reed's delivery. Headed out of play by Roof, and that is the final whistle. 2-2 after 100-plus minutes of action tonight from BBVA Field. These rivals share a point.
There's not a lot of handshakes. Some of that may be the new COVID policies, but a rivalry was born tonight.
The fourth ever time these two teams have met. The second draw between these two. 2-2 our final score as each side comes away from this contest with a point. And what an entertaining, chippy match it was. We'll take a timeout and return with Postgame in just a moment from downtown.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Our final score, Blake Gardner, Mike Yebb, and Lyndon Blake, your crew here tonight from BBVA Field. And Mike, Memphis was so close. They almost saw out that 2-1 lead they went into the break with.
I know they're going to be disappointed giving up a late tying goal. At the beginning of the match, we talked about how they needed to turn possession into goals. Well, they certainly did that. They had very little possession and 2 good goals. But we also talked about how many mistakes they make that lead to goals, and they got punished for it tonight.
Memphis 901 nearly made it, but 9 minutes of added time, and in added time, Birmingham Legion FC were able to find the penalty kick that was given and the equalizing goal supplied by Nico Brett, as each side comes away with a point in a hard-fought, chippy match this evening. Fitting of a rivalry, and they get to play each other 2 more times in the Bluff City coming up in just a couple of weeks. Lyndon Blake is downstairs standing by with with Legion FC assistant coach Kano Smith. Lyndon?
Kano, this match had everything. Rivalries remain up. What emotions are you feeling after Nico Breth equalized there in stoppage time?
I mean, I feel like this is what we deserve. You know, they came here and they made it difficult for us. Credit to our guys. They kept going, they kept believing, and kept pushing. And sometimes it's going to be difficult, and teams are going to come and they're going to bunker in, and we just have to find a way to break that down earlier. But you know, happy with the grit and determination to just keep going and going. And sometimes it's going to be like that. It's not always going to be games where we win by 2-3 clear goals. So, you know, credit to the guys for sticking it out. Happy that they did that.
Even after Memphis scored on those 2 set pieces in the first half, it looks like Legion FC came out not even doubting themselves. What did you guys tell them in the locker room at the half?
Yeah, good question. I thought before the incidents that you spoke about, I thought we were in firm control of the game, and I thought we were bossing it. And I think, you know, it was no reason to go away from that, and the guys just need to keep plugging away. And sometimes, look, stuff happens in a game where it doesn't go your way, and you just got to figure out a way to keep going and grind out and get a result. And that's what we did in the end. Obviously, it's not 3 points anytime you don't win at home in front of these people that came out and supported us and stuck with us. The intensity from them was great, and I think they kind of pushed us on. So, listen, at the end of the day, we'll take the point. Disappointed not to get 3, but it's the game, so it's how it goes.
Have to be mentally and physically exhausted after that one to go on the road again. What are you going to take away from this match?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of going to be similar. You know, last time we went to Charlotte, they kind of did something similar to what Memphis did tonight and try and make it difficult for us. Let us have the ball, and we got to figure out a way and get on the training ground, figure out a way how to break teams down that sit in and don't look to come out of their shell and plug the middle. So, you know, it's a test. It's going to be a test for us. Another group divisional opponent, you want to call it. I expect the same kind of performance last time. So it's part of us growing, part of our team developing is that we need to figure out a way of how to break that down more than we did. You know, eventually we got there in the end, but I think, you know, we need to do it earlier and we need to do it sooner.
Before we sign off, what's your message to these Legion FC fans after they had your back the entire time?
Yeah, I mean, they were just fantastic, and I'm sure you felt it. They kept pushing us on, and you know, when you have that energy from the crowd as a home team, it's obviously really appreciated, and obviously it's tough times for everyone, and for people to come out, still obey the social guideline rules and all that stuff, we obviously really appreciate what people are doing and sticking by us, and we think we have a team this year that they can be proud of, and hopefully the supporting is much deeper into the season because, you know, I think people are going to keep coming out because I think they kind of felt the kind of team that we have today. So
thanks, Coach.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Thanks to assistant coach Kano Smith, and thank you, Lyndon Blake, down below as we get a look at our final match stats tonight. A Birmingham comeback. Memphis nearly sneaking out of Birmingham with all 3 points, but not quite, Mike. As you see that possession disparity that we talked about most of the night, credit to Memphis. They came in with a game plan tonight. They executed it almost to perfection.
Memphis did exactly what they wanted to do. They sat in, they defended, they tried to give up just a few chances. Unfortunately, the game was a little bit longer than they were expecting, 100 minutes instead of 90, and in the end, that's what caught them.
Let's get a look at the upcoming slates for both of these two clubs. Let's start with visitors, Memphis 901 FC. We mentioned both these sides have a slew of group games coming up inside of Group G, and there you see what Memphis has got. All 4 of their next ones are all against teams that are above them right now in the Group G table. They've got to take advantage of these opportunities, Mike, if they're going to sneak back into this playoff picture.
There's 2 ways to look at it. It's a really tough schedule, or it's a really big opportunity to take points off of the people you've got to catch. And so I'm sure that they're going to look forward to those matches and know if they work as hard as they did tonight, they've got a chance.
And of course, these 2 sides will meet again coming up on the 5th of September, this time at AutoZone Park. That's on Legion slate 2 as well in the middle, but they've got 2 matchups with Charlotte and another matchup here at home against North Carolina FC. And Mike, the message for Legion FC is more or less just keep doing what you're doing. They're at the top of the table right now. Keep taking at least 1 point off of each of these opponents.
Even when things don't go their way, it seems like things do go their way. 2 games now where they've had a late goal to tie, but that feeling becomes more of a win than a tie when it comes so late.
No doubt about that. Legion and Memphis share.
The cast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.